there's a problem in society, and we're part of society, so it's magnified here in our schools, especially, you know, when you look in these hallways in the teenage years, and testosterone, estrogen, kids are all over the place.
In the Toronto District School Board, students learn about consent in grade 9. Christine Birak asked to meet with some of them to see how they're dealing with endless news about sexual misconduct.
Inside these halls, they are talking about it. The growing list of sexual consent scandals.
Women alleging sexual wrongdoing by a high-profile man, a swift response from employers, a version of an apology, and what's now clear, you just cannot be surprised.
We asked some grade 9 students to tell us what they think and how they feel about it all. Although no boys stepped forward, these 14-year-old girls said, "Let's talk."
What's your impression of what's going on, and what names have stood out for you?
Harvey Weinstein, I think. The reason why these women stayed silent for so long was because they thought nothing would change, or they weren't powerful as him. And I think if they all stood up like what they're doing now, this would have been solved a long time ago.
So do you wonder why it took so long?
Yeah, I wonder why it took so long.
And so what sorts of questions do you guys have about what's happening?
Like, how did it lead to this?
Mm-hmm. Why aren't people like standing up for this just because that one person is powerful? Why isn't it like hundreds of people like just stopping it?
Mm-hmm. And so my understanding and why we came to talk to grade 9s was you start to learn about sexual consent in grade 9. So I'd like to get a sense from each of you what so far you've taken away from that class, and what have you learned?
If someone says yes, that also means that anytime when they want to withdraw that yes and say no, they have the right to.
And if you think about it, consent is something that you could give or take away at any moment.
And one other thing is that if they say yes to something, like for a simple hug, it doesn't mean that they're okay with like something else, like holding hands or something, so you should ask consent every time.
Do you guys feel like enough people understand that?
No.
How do you guys feel about the fact that no boys wanted to come talk about this today?
I'm like quite disappointed because like right now in the media it's about like men assaulting women, so like wouldn't it be important to know about what they think about consent comparing to what we think about consent?
So why do you think they're not here?
Honestly, I just think they're scared. They don't know what to say.
Yeah.
Because if you talk bad about, if someone talks bad about your gender, you don't really know how to reply.
You think you're wrong.
Yeah. Just because these group of men are doing something bad, it doesn't mean that we should look at all men the same, because they are human and they have their own opinion. Yeah. And I kind of want to know what they feel.
What do you guys think about, you know, going forward, especially with what you're hearing? Do you think that it won't be the same in the future?
Hopefully it's not the same.
I hope.
Yeah, I see more and more women standing up, and if everyone, you know, not just women, like guys too, like understand what's going on, I feel like it can make the world a better place.
You guys are amazing. Yeah. Really amazing.